Hi, welcome back to Herbal Bunny's Pharmacy. I'm Dr. Tamitha Davis. Today I want to give you guys a baby update. Tomorrow I am going to be 27 weeks, so almost headed into my 7th month, and I just want to give you guys a little follow-up. Some people have been asking on some of my other pages, how's baby doing and everything, and I think a lot of people on Facebook probably already knows, but you guys may not, so I'm going to give you guys an update. I went in for my 24-week test, or not test, but office visit, and everything's doing really good. I've only gained 2 pounds so far during my pregnancy. Up to that point, I'm pretty sure I've gained, a little bit more weight since the 24th week. Baby's heart rate looks really good. The fetal anatomy exam had came back and everything looked a-okay on there. They did say that his legs were a week ahead of what they had me down for, so baby's legs were a week ahead of schedule, I guess, and for some reason that raised some flags for them to check me for gestational diabetes, and I was not wanting to do the syrup that they have you drink, because first off, I don't drink like a whole lot of just plain fruit juices or sodas or eat like donuts or anything on an empty stomach. For some reason they wanted me to do it fasting, and I was like, okay, this is just a recipe for me to throw up, so I was not wanting to participate in that. So they said, okay, you can do a glucose monitoring thing. So I did invest in like one of those freestyle things where you put it on your arm and I'm able to scan and check my fasting blood sugars. She wants me to check it 4 times a day, 1 hour after each meal. So I've been doing that, and so she wants me to do it for 2 weeks, and I have 4.5 days to go. So checking my blood sugars and everything to me looks okay. Hopefully they don't say, oh, this is a little high or whatever. I mean, it shouldn't be, because everything's been a-okay. Like my fasting blood sugars has been in the 80s, high 70s, and hour after meal, I think my highest went up to like 137, something like that, and it's usually like in the teens, like 117, 119, sometimes in the 120s. For me, I think that's pretty good. For them, they may say something different, who knows. I did go to my naturopath because, doctor needs a doctor. And even though I know a lot of this stuff, I still like to have a second set of eyes on me besides my 4 eyes here. And just to see what her intake is. She has to have a little bit more experience in prenatal care. And I started questioning some of her decisions and what she's been telling me to take and to do, like baby aspirin, for instance, instead of, taking my turmeric and intaking some garlic to help with blood pressure issues and thinning out blood. And I'm like, baby aspirin, that's not really why I come to a naturopath, but okay, I'll do it my way. I'm still drinking my pregnancy tea, so once I head into my 3rd trimester, I will be making an update video on the tea that I am going to be drinking, and basically I'm just going to be increasing my red raspberry leaf in that one, and maybe a couple others. But yeah, symptom wise, he's definitely pushing up on my tummy area. Way up here he's kind of pushing up, and so sometimes it's hard to breathe, especially when I'm bending over putting my socks on or my shoes, or helping my mom doing home care for her. I have to bend over. I'm like, I can't breathe. So belly is definitely growing, and baby is definitely moving around more and more. Sometimes I say that he's trying to stand up and using my bladder as a step ladder. But yeah, I posted a video a couple days ago, yesterday maybe, where he's like bumping around. Just a quick little like 9-second video I posted in my shorts. Shorts, yeah, you know what I mean. But I posted that video in there. You can actually see him just kind of bumping around a little bit. So he's been moving around every day, usually about 5 o'clock in the morning. He'll wake me up with him scurrying about, and he moves pretty frequently throughout the day. generally on my left side. He likes to move around, hang out there. What else is going on? Heartburn. I started drinking some tea, and I may share that with you in another video. Go over the herbs that I'm taking for this heartburn specifically. I try to go the more conventional way because, and here's the reason, okay? I've studied herbs for pregnancy. I never wanted to like specialize in that. And although now that I'm pregnant, I'm maybe going to do that because there's not a whole lot of natural things out there for pregnant women, because there's not a whole lot of studies that have been done. Even my own naturopath kind of said, don't drink like chamomile tea or peppermint tea or like teas with ginger in it. I'm just like, well, what are you suggesting? And my naturopath and my regular doctors always talk about Tums. I'm like, you know how many chemicals are in Tums? Aluminum and just the wrong type of calcium. I'm like, I don't want to take a whole lot of that stuff. But I actually, as an herbalist and a naturopath, I couldn't find a whole lot of research on herbs, scientific evidence that it's safe for pregnancy. I found tons of research on women who have actually taken the herbs and had success with taking these herbs. So I'm like, okay, so I kind of freaked my own self out and started taking Tums, and it would not like last. So I just did my own research on some herbs, like marshmallow root is a really good one, and I've had great success. Like, I had such horrific acid reflux. Like, I was projectiling acid, you know, stomach acid. Like, I'd be talking, all of a sudden it just like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. I just what are those lizards that just kind of spit out, or like a llama or whatever those lizards are that spits out projectile stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what was happening, and I was like, you know, I don't want to take something that's going to hurt my baby. I haven't done a whole lot of research in the herbs and this stuff here. So I was like freaking myself out. But then I was like, you know what? Let's take this to prayer. I always take things to prayer. I'm asking God, you know, what should I do? And his answer is always, look into nature. What is nature doing? You know, what has been shown in other people that has taken these herbs and stuff, and what has worked for them, and testimonies and stuff like that, and trusting what I've been reading in my herb books and the doctors that actually have been treating patients with herbs, and just following what feels right to me. Taking a pharmaceutical medication or Tums, you know, the baby aspirin and stuff just didn't feel right to me, because what has women done for centuries before all this? So yeah, I will share with you guys the tea that I've kind of created for myself to help with the acid reflux, and it has been so much better. I'm able to sleep better. I'm not projectiling stomach acid at people. So yeah. Okay, so I think that is it for like the symptoms that I was having. Was just basically the bending over, not being able to breathe. I still I'm having brain fog. I do notice I have that. I'm just like, what? Oh, you asked me something? You asked me a question? What? I do have those moments where I'm just like spacing out. Yeah, the acid reflux, the having difficulty. There's been a couple times where I've been moving around, I feel breathless, and the doctor says it's because the baby's pushing in on my lungs and stuff. But yeah, I think otherwise than that, I've been having pretty good energy. I'm eating really healthy, I've been checking my blood pressure every day, and it's usually low 100s, like 117, 109, 106, over 70 something. So I've been watching that every day. I've been checking it when I get to my mom's, and when I get to work, and then in the evening time I'll check it like before I go to bed. And it's a little bit higher in the evenings because you know you've gone throughout your day, you've had some stress, you've been moving around, stuff like that. So it's typical for it to be a little bit elevated. My heart rate is still in the 90s. They did want to put me on a beta blocker for that, and no thank you. Because my theory is if it's affecting you, it's going to affect the baby. I don't want my baby's heart rate to be dropping for no reason. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I usually make notes, but I mean, it's been pretty straightforward. Baby's growing, he's moving around, like where you can visually see him moving, like he's trying to stand. But yeah, so I'll do that video on the tea that I'm taking for heartburn, and hopefully that can, you know, help some women out. I've not had any troubles, any cramping, or any issues with taking that. And from my research on those specific herbs and just knowing those herbs in general from my schooling and everything, that they are fairly safe. I don't want to say that they're 100% safe because there's no scientific evidence behind it. I like to base things on science also. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. I usually do. So I'm sure there is some rambling. I'm pretty sure you heard my dog spinning in the background every now and again. I had to bop her on the butt because she's driving me nuts. Yeah, been sleeping great. Sleeping throughout the night. Not peeing 1,000 times during the night. I still pee several times during the day. I've been drinking my liquids. I like to make smoothies. I'll pack a smoothie full, a blender full of like greens and some fruit. Usually the fruit I'll use is low glycemic fruit, berries mostly. Every now and again I'll put like half a banana in it. I'll do some collagen peptides and do chia seeds in it, or hemp seeds, or flaxseed. Put like a couple tablespoons of those in there and blend it up, drink it so I can get my vitamins and minerals, and drinking my pregnancy tea, big old quart jar of that every day, and just some extra water on the side just for the heck of it with some flavor, like doing infused teas. My feet, that's another symptom. My feet have been slightly swelling a little bit. Not too bad, and I think drinking more fluids is important whenever you're having any edema when you're pregnant, because you're not actually, it sounds counterintuitive, but usually when you have like any edema, swelling in your legs and feet, you're not taking in enough water, plus your body is actually needing more fluid because your baby is floating around in a pool of water and it's stuff. So you need to drink water, flush that out so he's not floating around in the uck all the time. So your blood volume increases, so your need for fluid definitely needs to go up. So all right, again, I'm rambling, so you guys go ahead, subscribe to my channel if you want to keep on following, do baby updates and herbs to take for I'm gonna go now. She knocked over my fan. I don't know if you can see that. My tripod is too big. She knocked over my fan. So yeah, we're gonna go. Stop! My battery's dying, I think.